Hello and welcome to this part of our journey into Salesforce administration. Now we're moving to the project. Now we're working with a car dealership that's trying to build what's called a DMS, a dealership management software. Currently in this car dealership, what they're doing is they're selling cars, and different salespeople have different places to document their sales. Some people use Excel, some people use Google Sheets, some people write it on a piece of paper. We don't have a common ground or a common way of documenting sales. That's why their inventory is out of whack, basically. Sometimes we run out of cars because we don't realize how much of that car we're selling. Sometimes there's a lot of conflicts. So this is why we're coming to you as a Salesforce administrator to build us a platform. We want to build a DMS. The most important piece of that is a vehicle inventory system. We want to keep track of all the cars that we have and who we sell it to. So this is where you're coming to come in as a Salesforce administrator with your Salesforce org that you're going to create for us. And here are some of the things we're looking for. First off, we're going to need, as you can see, step number one is to create, so we can see over here, step number one is to create an object called the vehicle inventory object. This is going to have, as you can see in yellow, all those fields. Number one is a VIN number. So the first field is going to be an auto incrementing field. It's going to automatically increment. So the first one, for example, is going to be number one, then number two, then number three, and so on and so forth. Then the contact. The contact, we already have an object in Salesforce called contact. So we don't want to create another contact field where we're entering the same contacts, but we want to do a lookup. So we want to get, if the contact already exists in Salesforce, we want to do a lookup so we can pull that information or pull that person up as we're trying to sell them a car. We don't have to re-enter their email address and their address and telephone number if they already exist as a contact. If not, we're going to add them, and automatically is going to be added into the contact object. All we're going to need is a lookup to the contact object so we can see that name. Then it's going to be the make of the car, and they only sell two cars at this dealership, either a Ford or a Dodge. So immediately you want to avoid things such as misspelling. We also want to make sure that we can do reports in a much better way. So we definitely want to do that into a pick list since we know it's two choices. Next is the model of the car. So it's the Ford. You can see there's different kind of Fords. There's the 250, there's the 150, there's the Expedition. And on the Dodge, there's different kind of Dodges. However, you can never have a Dodge make and a model be a Dodge F-150. And you cannot have a make be a Ford and the model be a Durango or a Grand. So what do we need to do here? We need to do what's called a dependent pick list, so that when I pick Ford, I can only see the Ford models, and when I pick the make as a Dodge, I can only pick the Dodge models. So a pick list for make, a pick list for model, and they have to be dependent. And we're going to work through that. Then the year of the car, the price of the car, the color of the car. There's about 4 different colors the car could be, so that's going to be a pick list. Cylinders of the car, there's 3 different kind of cylinders traditionally that they sell, which is 4, 6, and 8. So that's going to be another pick list. The mileage, the sale date, and then the status. So now let's look at our requirements. Number 1, we're going to create the vehicle inventory object that we just went through. The VIN number is auto incrementing. The make is a Toyota or a Ford. The make and model is a dependent pick list. Number 4, the sale date. We need to put a validation rule, because if today is August 24th, I can sell a car today, which is August 24th, or tomorrow, August 25th, but I cannot sell a car yesterday. Yesterday needs to be canceled or grayed out. So that's the example of a validation rule. Number 5, I'm going to use the trigger to update the status to sold. So once you choose a name and you save it, name is not null anymore. There's a name in there. There's a contact name in there. Somebody's buying that car. Then we want to add on the status field, we want the trigger to put the value sold. And then number 6 is design page layout. We want to design a page layout. We don't just want everything on the left side of the page. We want to have make on the left and model on the right, and things that kind of go together next to each other. Number 2, in our project, we're going to try and import. So we're going to have all of those vehicles, as you can see, on a CSV file that you download from the page. How do I import it? I need to go step by step to import it, and we need to follow that step. Next is process automation. When somebody buys a car, so when we go in and enter the contact information and complete that transaction, we click save that. Immediately we want to send an email basically to the salesperson for testing purposes that says, welcome to the family and welcome for buying a car with us, and sending them some kind of an email template. Number 4 is we want to create a report For the vehicles, model and price. So 2 reports, one for the model of the cars that we're selling and one for the prices of the car that we're selling. And then number 5, we want to create a dashboard where we'll bring those reports together. And then finally, number 6, on the security side of the house, we want to create profiles and users for our DMS. Hope you guys enjoyed this journey together. Welcome aboard. Thank you for joining us in today's session. We hope that you enjoyed it. And we'd like to invite you to a lot of our free sessions. Simply visit our website at kinseytech.com/events. Thank you again.